The date is February 24th, 1989. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard United Airlines flight number 811, flying from Honolulu, Hawaii, USA to Auckland, New Zealand. The flight time from Honolulu, Hawaii, USA to Auckland, New Zealand is 9 hours and 5 minutes. If you're a freaking flyer, make sure you sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of your flight. Good night, departure tower. United 811 is ready to push and start. United 811, you clear to push and start all engines. Clear to push and start engines. United 811. United 811 is ready to taxi. United 811, you cleared taxi to runway. Alright, clear taxi to runway. United 811. United 811, wind 17 knots. Runway 8 left, you are clear for takeoff. Turn right heading 270, clear for takeoff, right heading 270. Runway 8 left, United 811. United 811, contact departure 670, good day. 670, good day. United 811. Good morning, departure tower. Good night, departure tower. United 811 is with you, climb to flight level 24,000. United 811, climb to flight level 24,000. 24,000, United 811.
United Airlines Flight 811 departs from Honolulu Airport just before 2 a.m.
Gear up. Gear up.
Captain David Cronin is at the controls of tonight's flight. It's his penultimate flight before retiring.
I flew almost 35 years with United.
LNAV, VNAV?
I've got over 30,000 hours of flight time and just about everything, military as well as civilian.
Autopilot on?
Check.
First Officer Al Slader is also an experienced pilot who's flown with United for 25 years.
Climb thrust?
There's a third pilot in the cockpit.
Is set.
Second Officer Randall Thomas, the flight engineer.
Safety units off.
When you get to the point where you're flying an aircraft like a 747, you are probably among the most experienced people on the airline. And that was certainly true for this crew.
There are 337 passengers on board. Stuart McClure, his mother and younger brother, are headed to Australia for a family visit.
My stepfather was an executive for United Airlines, so he was over there on business. My mom decided to join him, but didn't want to fly alone, so brought us two boys with her.
Flight 811's next stop is Auckland, New Zealand for a stopover before flying on to Sydney, Australia. The Boeing 747 is a large, long-range, wide-body airliner powered by 4 turbofan engines.
It's just one of the most amazing airplanes ever built. Upwards of 1 million pounds of takeoff weight, can travel 7,500 miles with reserves. The cruise speed of the airplane is Mach 0.85, which is well over 600 miles an hour. And it will outrun pretty much any airliner available today.
I don't think we're going to top that son of a gun.
There are thunderstorms ahead.
Let's see here.
We did notice that there were thunderstorms, so I left the seatbelt sign on.
There are 16 flight attendants on board tonight's flight. One of them is Leonard Jenkins, who's off duty.
So we get underway. Everything seemed pretty normal. I really was just getting ready to take my 8-hour nap. Okay, Tom, we're going to detour over to the left.
Center, United 811 Heavy.
We're going to be detouring. There's some weather. We're going to be going left, of course.
United 811, deviation is necessary.
Approved.
Roger.
Airliners do not fly through thunderstorms because it would be insane to do so. The lightning, the wind, perhaps funnel clouds. There are a lot of ways that a thunderstorm can kill you in an airplane.
Almost 9 minutes into the flight, just as the storm.
What the hell was that? I don't know. I'm taking it down and back to Honolulu. Center United 811 Heavy, we have a mayday. We had a bomb or something go off. The engine. We've lost number 3 engine.
The right inboard engine is inoperative.
And we are descending rapidly. Coming back.
Roger. Center advised. The emergency's changed.
You need to land at the nearest suitable airport, and that would be Honolulu, right behind them.
Call flight attendant. Copy.
To fly the plane back to safety, Captain Cronin needs to assess the damage, but cannot.
Huge explosion. It seemed to rock the whole plane. Just a huge pop. And everything that wasn't bolted down just took off out. So this huge cloud of smoke, and I thought to myself, this is not real. This is something in my dream. I gotta wake up.
The air is escaping from the cabin. It's difficult to breathe.
Everything just kind of went crazy. It knocked the wind out of me, and I kept thinking to myself, this is like, it feels like I'm suffocating.
Put your mask on, Dave. Okay. I'm not getting any oxygen.
The explosion has damaged the plane's oxygen supply to the crew and the passengers.
We're not getting oxygen either.
The pilots must get the plane down to 10,000 feet quickly before they run out of breathable air.
First things first, get the airplane down where everybody is safe in terms of being able to breathe normally, then work the other problems.
The next thing I remember, I was not in my seat anymore. And I was standing against the bulkhead. right side of the airplane. The people are gone, the seats are gone. There's nothing there anymore. It was like a picture window. I could see the white caps of the ocean. I could see the two engines.
Captain Cronin is having trouble turning the plane back to Honolulu.
We got a control problem here.
With a full load of fuel on board, it's difficult to steer.
Start dumping the fuel. I dump it.
United 11 Heavy.
When able, for the souls on board and fuel a landing.
Okay, stand by.
We'll give you the information as quickly as possible.
United 11 Heavy, roger.
And their troubles keep increasing.
We got a problem with number 4 engine.
The right outboard engine is overheating.
Can you maintain 240? Yes, just barely.
You got all this fuel because you're going to Auckland. And now you've lost 2 engines and you've descended rapidly. The crew is facing a very serious situation.
We're losing altitude. I know it.
With that kind of weight, 2 engines are not going to keep you in the air. You're going to come down.
You're helpless. You have no control over what's about to happen to you. At that point, I realized, okay, this is where we die.
Watch your heading. Watch your heading. You want to go direct to, we're going direct to Honolulu. Yeah.
8 minutes after an explosion on board United Flight 811, the pilots struggle to keep their aircraft from plunging into the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, I'm going downstairs to see what the hell's going on. You got a fire out there. There's a fire out there? There was an engine on fire. With fuel, there was like a stream of fire. You just see flames just shooting out the back of the engines. It looks like it's engine number 4. Go through the procedure to shut the engine down.
Second Officer Randall Thomas reaches one of the flight attendants.
Please get us down!
The airside is gone. We're about to first row right back. You're just open. You're just looking outside. What do you mean? Looks like a bomb. The fuselage. It's just open. I mean, the whole right side is gone. From about row 1 right back to, anybody? We're probably gone. I don't know. You know, it's a terrible thing when you're a captain of an airplane and you lose passengers. We got a real problem here.
Not only have the pilots lost thrust in the 2 right engines, now the instruments aren't providing direction to the airport. They'll need the controller to guide them in.
Center United 811 Heavy, we need a vector now. We're losing VOR, we're down to 6,500. We evidently had a bomb or something.
Big section of the right side of the airplane is missing.
United 11 Heavy, do you have the airport in sight clear for visual approach?
The controller gives the pilots permission to conduct a visual approach instead, but they're still too far out to see the airport.
We're still 45 DME, so you watch us.
United 11.
I have you on radar. We gotta get down and wait here. I say we land overweight.
We're at 652,000 pounds right now.
Even though Flight 811 has been dumping fuel, it's still 90,000 pounds over the safe landing weight.
We've got 45 miles to go.
United 11,
You're missing the right side of the cabin or the right wing, sir.
that's affirmative. We're missing a section of the right side of the airplane.
Part of the fuselage is missing. We need all medical equipment we can get. All equipment standing by. United 811, heavy roger.
Okay, put your harnesses on. Plan for evacuation. Tell them.
Oh, you bet. Honolulu, United 811 Heavy, we do plan to evacuate on the runway.
United 811, heavy roger.
Okay, let me try to talk to the flight attendant.
In the cabin, the crew is preparing the passengers for ditching.
It was loud. We ran around getting light for some people. It's a feeling like I'm not sure this is really going to matter at this point when we hit the water.
I can't reach him down there.
I say we land with 10 degrees.
10 miles from the airport, the pilots make the final preparations for landing.
We're higher than hell.
But the airport still isn't anywhere in sight.
United 811,
Turn right, heading 070.
The pilots must now make a right turn with no right side engines.
You've got all of the thrust coming out of these two turbofan engines on the left-hand side. And you've got two of them that aren't developing any thrust.
It's a dangerous maneuver. If done incorrectly, the thrust from the left engines could put the plane into a steep roll.
We're either going to land on the airport, in the water, or drastically change the topography of downtown Honolulu.
With a massive hole in the fuselage, more than 45,000 pounds overweight, 2 dead engines, and unknown damage to the control surfaces, the pilots of United 811 managed to line up with the runway at Honolulu.
United 811 is clear to land 8 left. Equipment is standing by.
wind 05012.
Clear to land 8 left, United 811 Heavy.
Okay, well, let's try the gear.
it really became very, very real for us.
1,000.
We knew that whatever was going to happen.
We'll stop the plane before the run. Blow the plane to make it easier to stop the overweight
500.
aircraft.
400. 300. 200.
50 feet.
100.
Watch the trim. 30. Center the trim. Center the trim.
50. 30. 10.
Number 2 only because they're still at 170.
The pilots hope reverse engine power will stop the plane before the runway ends.
Shut down the engines.
"25 minutes after the explosion, Flight 811